These fires that are happening right now in California, I'm not even being dramatic. It looks like hell on earth. Hell on earth. I cannot emphasize this enough. When I say, I'm not going to say this could have been 100% preventable, but this 100% could have been tamed. This could have been tamed. I want to be careful because I never want to politicize, especially with the amount of people who are losing their homes, losing their cars, losing their loved ones. But it's almost like you take a step back and you're like, dang, who is in charge? What are y'all doing? Where are their tax dollars going? Californians are one of the highest tax states in this country. Where are their tax dollars going? Why was the fire department cut by over $17 million? Why is so much money going and being allocated to homelessness to tackle the homelessness in the state of California, but nothing's being fixed? Nothing's being done. Hello? Before we begin today's video, be sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We're gonna go ahead and dive right in. When I tell you the level of frustration that I have when I see what's happening right now in California, this just reminds me of what happened in Hawaii. NBC News, they did a breakdown of the California wildfires, what we know about the LA fire evacuation, maps and what caused it and what is affected and more. Honestly and truly, y'all already know I don't like Gavin Newsom. There's not a lot of politicians that I would just go outright and say I don't like, mainly because I don't know these people in real life. But Gavin Newsom, I'm putting blame on you as well. LA Mayor Karen Bass, I'm putting blame as you as well. Like you were in freaking Ghana while everything is going down. Like, I know she's back now, but it's like, dang. The reason why I'm so frustrated, because we experienced something similar. It wasn't fire, but it was like cold back in Texas. I don't know if y'all remember. It was one of the biggest snowstorms the state has seen. We ran out of power. We didn't have air. People were dying in their car because they were warming up their car in the garage and dying because they were inhaling too much carbon monoxide. Like, this is ridiculous. This is sad. This is like, I just can't even deal. I cannot deal. I'm gonna go ahead and go through this article. So this is the NBC News breakdown. Fueled by powerful winds and dry conditions, a series of ferocious wildfires erupted Tuesday and roared across the Los Angeles area. When I tell you, this happened so rapidly, like it happened like this. It happened like this, and a lot of people were like, oh, we're used to these. We're used to these. You're not used to it to this extent. Literally to this extent. And those insurance companies that were canceling fire protection policies on people's homes prior, like there's no way. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but there's something's not adding up. Something is not added up. Like, there's no water. They ran out of water. They cut down funding. Mayor is nowhere to be found until as of recently. Gavin Newsom, who knows what he's doing at this given point? Like, I'm just like, so these are people's lives. These are people's lives. So, fueled by powerful winds and dry conditions, a series of ferocious wildfires erupted Tuesday and roared across Los Angeles area, destroying hundreds of homes and killing at least 5 people. That's sad. That's how much we know as of now. Los Angeles County fire officials said an untold number of significant injuries were linked to 2 of the fires, and a city official in Los Angeles described Tuesday night as one of the most devastating and terrifying that she had seen in her corner of the city. I'm telling you, y'all, when you go on TikTok and when you look at these videos, it literally looks like hell. It looks like hell, a glimpse of hell. I would say the only thing that is really like good that came out of it was burning down that Hollywood sign. Like, burn that Hollywood sign and everything it stands for, all the corruption it brings, all the sex trafficking, all the drugs, all the burn that Hollywood sign. It touching like people's livelihood, innocent people, like that is where like my frustration really is coming from. Like, that is where it's like, wow. This is looking worse and worse the more information we get. Climate scientist Daniel Swain said, here's what we know about the fires. Let's break it down. So where are these fires? Boom, the Palisades fire. The Palisades fire is what's really catching people off guard. They're like, yo, we've always been warned. We've always been alarmed, but it never touched this area. And if I'm not mistaken, Palisades are right next to the water. It's like right next to the water. So that erupted Tuesday morning in Pacific Palisades, a Los Angeles County nearby east of Malibu, as a brush fire as a brush fire. So the blaze had grown to more than 15,000 acres by Wednesday afternoon and 17,234 acres by Thursday morning, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. It's the most destructive fire in Los Angeles history. That one, I'm just like, yo, what in the world? The Eaton fire that ignited Tuesday night near a canyon in sprawling national forest lands north of downtown Los Angeles and had imploded to more than 10,000 acres by Wednesday. These are the things. A lot of these fires, they're not starting like right next to each other like this. It's like one here and then one here. So you'll look this way and then you'll look this way. So it's just like, yo, what? Some people are speculating that it's being started by man. Me, I don't have enough evidence, and I'm very careful with my words because I'm very careful with my words because I never want to lead souls astray and put fear into people when I can't back it up. But the fact that people are speculating like this is not even global warming. This is not even global warming. This is being started by something. Someone has to be starting it because a lot of it does not make sense for a lot of people. The Hearst fire started Tuesday night in Sylmar, a suburban neighborhood north of San Fernando, as a brush fire and quickly grew to 500 acres. Los Angeles Fire Chief Kristen Crowley said by Wednesday evening it stretched 855 acres and was 10% contained. 10% contained, y'all. 10%. Like, the way that America is set up, we have all this money, all these resources. Why wasn't it not contained before it even spread that big? This was honestly preventable. I remember back in this was a few years back where Donald Trump was actually touring. I forgot what land they were touring, but he was with Gavin Newsom, and Donald Trump was pretty much emphasizing how in Austria and Finland, I believe, they have certain, mind you, they're more of a forest, they're more prone to these forest fires than we are in California, but they have theirs tamed. They have mechanisms, they have regulations that they do to tame theirs. So it's like, if they can do it at a higher set where they're more prone to it, why can't we do it when it comes to California? That's not making sense. We have the Sunset Fire sparked in the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles near Runyon Canyon shortly after 6 p.m. Wednesday, prompting mandatory evacuations. We have the Lydia Fire, which broke out near the community of Action in a region between the Sierra Pelona and San Gabriel Mountains Wednesday afternoon. By evening, it spanned 348 acres with 40% containment. We love 40% containment, but it's not 100%. That's 5 different fires in 5 different locations. Like I said before, it's not like boom, boom. It's like one right here, one right here. Hello, Gavin, sorry excuse of a Governor Newsom. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? Like, something that really frustrates me is that you're taking all these tax dollars. You're saying we're going to use this money to combat homelessness. What have y'all combated homelessness with? You're doing budget cutting when it comes to our firefighters and with people who are actually risking their lives to combat stuff like this, and you cut budget funding. And then when you ask the mayor, oh, why were you out of town? Why do you regret cutting budget? Do you regret, like, you're sitting there silent, looking dead in the camera.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
For what? For why? Like, let's look at how many people affected. More than 100,000 people have been evacuated. Mayor Victor, Pasadena Mayor Victor Gordo told reports Wednesday discussing the Eaton fire, and 100,000 have been told they need to evacuate because they live in a danger zone. Roughly 37,000 people in the path of Palisades fire were ordered to leave their homes in the city of Calabasas, Malibu, and Los Angeles. More than 3,000 people in the Sylmar area were also under emergency evacuation orders, Crowley said. So a lot of these places like Calabasas, Malibu, Los Angeles, those are obviously the wealthier parts that are being affected. My biggest concern, obviously I want everyone to be safe, but my biggest concern really stems from people who have those small businesses, people who don't have the fire insurance on their homes, people who had their fire insurance taken away from their homes, people who are losing their cars, people like everyday people who can't just from a blink in the eye lose their homes and buy another one the next week. That's my my biggest concern. Obviously, I want everyone to be safe, and I hope those rich people in Calabasas, Malibu is safe as well. But I'm really concerned about those everyday people, like the people like me and you, everyday people who don't have the access to financial wealth to where they know, like, okay, I lost my house, I have another one in Florida. Oh, I lost my house, I can just move to Texas. Like, that is my biggest concern here. So there have been deaths and injury. There have been a significant number of injuries in the Eaton fire, according to Los Angeles Fire County. Luna said 5 people have died in the blaze. He did not have additional details about their death. So how much damage have the fires done? There is a lot of damage out there, Luna told reports. A lot is an understatement. I need y'all to go and search these videos. Like, it looks like a movie scene. It looks like a scene in a movie. Marone estimated that 1,000 homes and business have burned down in Palisades fire, and that 100 more have been destroyed in the Eaton fire. The deadliest wildfire in California history, 2018's Camp Fire, which burned more than 13,000 buildings and killed 85 people, prompted a loss of about $15 billion, the reporter's Arthur says. What led to the fires? Let's talk about this. The combination of drought-like conditions and the people that are politicizing this and saying, oh my gosh, it's global warming. Y'all need to do this. We said, Republicans, y'all need to invest in global warming. This exceeds global warming. This right here, I will say this is not even more so global warming that is the issue. This is more so lack of preparation. Lack of preparation, lack of resources, laziness, people who don't know what they're doing in these positions of power that are just there for aesthetics. You're not even in, like, goodness gracious, how are you not even in the city that you're serving? You're in Ghana, not even Nigeria, but Ghana? Be for real. Like, I know y'all remember when Ted Cruz left to Cancun, and we all was upset. We all was upset. But come on now. Southern California has had less than 10% of average rainfall since October 1st. That is, oh my gosh, okay. And powerful offshore winds that hit the region Tuesday prompted the fire weather that was, in the words of the National Weather Service, about as bad as it gets. The agency issued a red flag warning indicating an increased risk for fire danger to 19 million people. Wind gusts topping 70 miles per hour were recorded at several locations across the region. 70 miles per hour is crazy. That is what's not igniting the fire, but that's what's causing it to spread rapidly. I saw one video of a guy. He went to one place in particular. He was there for 10 minutes, and it just started spreading. Swain pointed to the weather whiplash California has experienced in recent years, lurching between drought and heavy rainfall, and said such swings are a key element of the fire weather gripping in region. When will the fire end? Red flags warnings will remain in effect across parts of Southern California until Friday. Marone warned residents Wednesday that they remain in danger. Please prioritize your safety as well as the well-being of those around you as we come together to continue through the widespread disaster, he said. Like I said before, I don't want to politicize this because I don't think it's about politicizing. I think it's not even about the political party. It's about the person. It's about the people. Like, who are we electing to address these issues? Where is the people's money going? Like, I think sometimes we get to the point where people are so caught up in their political party that they don't even want to hold Governor Newsom accountable. Governor Newsom, in my opinion, I haven't done research on every single governor that has ever stepped foot in the state of California, but I can confidently say he's probably a top 2 worst governor that state has seen. That's probably a stretch, but like, I just don't get it how people continue to reelect him. I understand California is blue and y'all want a Democrat in the seat, but at what expense? If you want a Democrat that bad, put a different one in there. I'm putting blame on Governor Newsom because it's just like, yo, where are these resources going? Like, and the mayor, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wake up. What are you doing? This is beyond sad. Like, my prayers go out for everyone who is affected. Like I said, this reminds me of literally what happened in Hawaii. This is so sad, y'all. I just really, really want everyone to stay prayed up, stay safe. Always repent and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, because no matter what we go through here in life, this is temporary pain. All of this is temporary pain. Real life begins when Christ comes back and takes his followers. So I really, really want everyone to just take a step back, like, with everything being destroyed, like your cars, the houses, the money, and all that. It's like, one thing that someone cannot take away is your relationship with Christ. Point blank, period. When we stand before God, he can't even take this material stuff with you anyway. So I understand the emotional turmoil that it brings, but I just want everyone to just take a step back, prioritize prioritize a relationship with Christ, look at this as something to where we can actually come together. This is not we are not in a time where it should be left versus right, Democrats versus Republicans, because that is not the actual battle. The battle that we're facing right now is a spiritual battle. We're battling people who are maneuvering in power in the system that they created, as opposed to people who don't have that power. Your enemy is not your Republican neighbor who makes the same salary that you do. Your enemy is not the Democrat across the street who makes the same salary as you do. This is not a left versus right thing. I really hope people, the American people, wake up and see like we are not each other's enemy. This is a deeper battle that we have to be willing to fight. With that being said, I want to know your thoughts on the comments down below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media because we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I love y'all all. God bless y'all. This is Uduak, connecting people with policy. Toodles.